Hello Afro Tribe, it's the end of another week. We're about to go into next week, and we're looking at what gold has done so far and what you are to expect the week coming in. Okay, so first of all, let me just clear all of this so that I will just do that analysis together with everybody. So let me just clear it, and then let's go to our time frame, our daily time frame, where everything starts from, right? So the daily time frame is where we pick our bias and then we work from there. Okay, so now looking at the daily time frame, we're looking at the recent breakout structure on the daily time frame, and then that will help us to know what we are supposed to do on the lower time frame. So the last breakout structure that we have on the daily time frame is just here, this candle here. This one is our last breakout structure on the daily time frame, which means that you have to look for the order block that caused this breakout structure, which is going to be here, this bearish candle here. This is going to be the order block that caused that breakout structure to the downside, which means that what we are expecting is for price to just retrace back into this order block, and then the sell will continue, or the sell will still or the buyers will overtake the sell and then break this order block and then continue to buy, right? So we don't know what will happen yet until it gets here. We don't know, but what we know for sure is that price will definitely come back into this daily order block, and that is the information that we want to take advantage of, right? So now that we have gotten this on our daily time frame, we just go to the 4-hour time frame and then look at what the 4 hour is doing. Go to the 1 hour time frame also to just where we do our main analysis, and then we take our entry on the 50 minutes. Okay, so let's just go straight into the 4-hour time frame. So over here on the 4-hour time frame, let's read what structure. Let's read the structure. Let's see, let's adjust some certain things. So on the 4-hour time frame, the breakout structure, the order block I mean, is going to be this candle here. Yes, this is going to be the order block, right? And then we look at what price has done so far. So I'm seeing another breakout structure here on the 4-hour, right? There's another breakout structure here on the 4-hour, and then the moment the high of that breakout structure is actually broken, that will give us a confirmation that price is ready to go into these daily order block that is up there, right? So this is the 4-hour breakout structure. The high of it that has to be broken to give us a confirmation is this one here, right? This high needs to be broken. Once the high is broken, we know for sure that we are going into the daily order block, right? So this is what we have here now currently. Let's go into the 1 hour to see what the 1 hour have for us. So actually this is gold. Okay, this is gold that we are looking at. So reading the structure from the 1 hour, we're still having the same thing, but here now we're having something interesting happening down here. See, there is another breakout structure down here on the 1 hour. Is a breakout structure? Yes, it is, right? And the high that caused this breakout structure is this candle here, right? And now this high, according to 1 hour, has been taken out, making it a change of character, right? So on the 1 hour, we should be looking for buys now, right? Now you remember from whatever we did from the daily, we said that the daily is bearish, but before anything at all, the price has to come back into this red zone, which is our daily order block, right? And then we refine it into our 4 hour. Now we've come down all the way into 1 hour, and then 1 hour has given us a change of character, which means that you have to look for the order block that caused the change of character, and then take our buys from that order block into this yellow line, which will be the 4 hour last week rejection, right? That will be, so if this 4 hour week rejection is able to be taken out, then we know for sure we are going up here. So we are going to target it one time frame after the other, right? So this 1 hour breakout structure that we have here, and then the change of character, the order block that caused the change of character is actually this candle here, this candle, right? The moment I see, sometimes the moment I see that sorry, the moment I see that there's a wick, right? down the last candle like this, I mark the whole thing as the order block, because I mean this week it's very possible that the week will be taken out, right? And we'll find out more of this from the 15 minutes time frame. So I'll just go ahead and mark the whole thing like this, right? And not only the last bearish candle, but the whole thing there, because of the way I'm seeing the structure. Right now, according to the one, this order block have been mitigated, but when you look at it carefully, price is still pushing down. Right now, let's go to 50 minutes to actually refine this order block and see what is happening there, right? And that is also our time where we take our entry actually. So let's go to the 15 minutes. In the 15 minutes, refining this order block, we are going to end up having something like this. So you see what I was talking about from the 1 hour. Now this is, let me mark this as a demand zone, because it's a demand, not a supply. It's a demand zone, yes. And now on the 15 minutes, it hasn't been mitigated. So now you see what we have in here. So now we are waiting for price to open, right, on Sunday evening, come into this order block, give us a change of character on the 5 minutes at least, which actually I work with confirmation entry, right? So when the moment price comes into this order block, I go to the 5 minutes and wait for a change of character to happen, then I take my buy, right? So now if you are going to position, this is how it's going to be. So we come in here, this is a weak rejection, so definitely price has to clear this, right? So normally I'll position like this, right? And then target is the last high that was taken out. This is the last high that we have here, and then we look at SL being below the low that was created, which is, this is the low that was created, so SL should just come a bit below it, right? The moment that low is broken, it means that this setup is invalid, right? Okay, so now this is what we are having when it comes to gold for the start of next week, right? Based on how the momentum will be, if the buy should happen, I might extend this to this yellow line, which is actually the 4-hour high, right? But for the meantime, let's just put this here, because we know for sure it's going to clear this if it should give us a change of character in this demand zone, right? So this is basically the setup for gold that we are looking at on Monday, maybe Monday to Tuesday, right? Yeah, so far, yeah, this is Afro Trader. If you have any concerns, you want any more pairs you want me to break down, you can feel free to let me know in the comment section. Okay, so there's one more thing that I feel to mention. Now see, there's there's actually liquidity that price will clear, right, which makes this 50-minute supply zone very strong, very ideal. After that, we have this fair value gap as well, right? So we are having a lot of confluences now, right? This is a fair value gap, FVG, right? So now we have a change of character, we have fair value gap, we have liquidity price will clear, and then we have our supply zone, right? So these are all confluences that I look at before I take any trade, and they are all aligning to us going very bullish next week. So this is a setup in the 50 minutes time frame. If I should go to the 1 hour time frame, this is how it's going to look like, right? This is how it's going to look like. Alright, so let's go back to the 50 minutes. That's where we stop everything at, okay, and then we take our entry. Alright, so like I was saying, if you have any more pay you want me to break down, any analysis, if you have any concern, if there's any advice, anything at all you want to give, feel free to leave it in the comment section. And this is Afro Trader, and I am out.